called And So It's So. Her name is Iman Europe. That's who's playing right now. Alexa, can you pause the music? Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi, Naya. My sister's on. Oh, that makes me so happy. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are doing another Lotus Hour live, which is really cool because we're doing it live on a few different platforms. And I'm going to like fix this so that you guys can really see me. Hello, everyone. I'm very, very grateful to be with you. Happy Monday. I know where I'm at is kind of rainy, but that's okay. It's okay. The rain brings blessings, okay? It's all a good thing. Okay, so I want to say hi to Jennifer. Good morning from Chicago. Aisha, Grand Rising. Joe, good morning from Minneapolis. Debbie, good morning. How are you feeling? How's your heart? Crystal, Grand Rising. Aisha, it is such a good song. I do my best to listen to songs that are gonna reprogram the subconscious mind. So a lot of the music I listen to is very positive. It's always about speaking life, reclaiming your power, just reminding yourself that you're a creator. I think we take in a lot of media where we are constantly witnessing horrible things happen that we wouldn't want to experience, or we are diving deep into heartache to the point where we identify with it. And when you are conscious of how energy works, you begin to filter out a lot of the BS that's in media so that you can keep your vibration and keep your energy clear so you can receive whatever downloads or whatever cosmic or spiritual support that's available for you. So whenever you're listening to music or a playlist by me, 9 times out of 10, the music is uplifting, okay? Hello, everybody. I'm just changing this over so I can say hi to everyone joining in. There we go. Okay, I think if I do it this way, it should help. Okay, perfect. Happy Monday from Arizona, Debbie. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, today's Lotus Hour is all about opening up our hearts, okay? Embracing vulnerability and expansion. This is super helpful and super important. We have been talking about manifestation all month long in December, which is why I've been going live on different platforms to spread the message, to get the insights out there. So not only am I doing that during my Lotus hours on Mondays, but also during my EFT sessions on Wednesdays. And I've been putting out a manifestation blog every Monday. I've been putting out tips and insights on threads and notes and TikTok to help people tap into the energy. We have so much amazing energy happening in the cosmos right now. This is such a potent time. It's a great time to manifest, to tap into your energy, to remember your power. And we're going to do that today by opening up our hearts. It's so important that we remember to use our hearts when we're manifesting. Quite often, we're always thinking, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? What is it that I desire? As opposed to feeling to your desire, feeling to your wants and your needs. So we're going to do that today, and I'm very excited because having a soft heart is a big deal, and it is something that is extremely difficult for a lot of people to do. Okay? So let me know how you're feeling in the comments. How was your weekend? How was your Gemini full moon? It was the last full moon of the year. I will be dropping a blog on the paid side of my Substack subscription that'll have journal prompts and more insights on it. There'll be a public version of it. You'll get enough of it public if that's your jam, but I would join the subscription so that you can really dive in deep because it's going to be really good. I'm super excited. My Gemini rising is very happy. I was very chaotic. I was in New York City for the Gemini full moon. I love being home. I love being home, especially now that I understand it's on my Pluto line, the magnetism, the transformation that always happens no matter how long I'm in New York City. It could be for a couple of hours. It could be for a couple of days. I always leave feeling transformed. It was very nice, but it was such chaotic energy. And the Gemini full moon for me really symbolized making sure I communicate the intention that I want to have and the experience that I want to have with the universe prior to my day starting. So really making sure I started my day off in prayer, I started my day off in intention, journaling out my thoughts, getting very clear in the mind and body. And because I did that, I was able to navigate through a very crazy and chaotic city. And it just felt like ballet. It felt like I was just moving through the motions. And it really shows that there could be chaos all around you, and quite often that there is. But when you're centered in yourself and you're centered in your energy, and you know exactly what it is that you want to communicate to the world, and you want the world to communicate to you, it becomes a completely different experience. One of confirmation, hi, and one of deepening your sense of personal power. So if you were not able to do that for the Gemini full moon, I encourage you to use what we learned today in our Lotus Hour, as well as what we will learn in the blog and some upcoming things I have for you to tap into that energy, because this is the last full moon. It's a big deal. Even if it's not a super moon, even if it's not an eclipse, this is the last time that you get to utilize and harness that full moon energy before 2025. So I do want you to use it, to tap into it, because it's helpful to everyone. Okay? Yeah, lots of energy from the full moon, a little too much. That's Gemini energy, you know. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot. It's a lot to have Gemini placements. It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. It's a lot because it's ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of expression and communication, and it's the messenger, right? So you're constantly receiving information, whether it's through experiences or perspectives or thoughts or downloads, whatever it is. And it can definitely feel like a lot coming into the body, and trying to filter out what is important, what's not important, what you should focus on, what you shouldn't focus on. I know for me, I had to do a big shift because Saturday morning before I was leaving to go to New York City, I felt very frantic, to the point where I dropped my green juice, glass shattered all over the floor. My sister had to come upstairs to help me clean up because I was gonna be late for my bus at the bike. It was chaos, okay? And I had to remind myself, like, girl, you didn't set any intention. You didn't cover yourself, you didn't pray, you just kind of showed up and let the energy do whatever it needed to do. And it left me feeling very frantic and a little anxious about what was to come. But then I remember that I can recalibrate whenever I want to. You can always start again, no matter what point you are in your day. And I did that, and the rest of the day was really smooth and beautiful. And then I fortified that knowing on Sunday with a beautiful prayer session, journaling session, and just setting the intention for what it is that I wanted to experience on my day ahead. Okay? Open the blinds before sunrise to let the moonlight the room. Lunatic in morning meditation. I love that, Joe. That's amazing. It's raining where I'm at, so we weren't able to really see the moon like that. I saw it, I think, like a day or two ago before it was like full, but it was still very beautiful. So I love that you were able to do that. Okay, so like I said, we're talking about opening up the heart and embracing vulnerability and expansion. One of my favorite topics is talking about the heart. So when we talk about the heart, when we talk about the heart space, the heart chakra, it has its own aura. It has its own energy field. I don't know if people know this, but it's so fascinating. Out of the 7 primary chakras, the heart has its own energy field that pours into the others. It's also the bridge between our divine placements, which is the crown, the third eye, and the throat, and then our earthly placements, which is the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. So the heart is a bridge. It's a bridge to connect yourself to reality and divinity. And when you understand that and you use it that way, you can really express love. You're meant to lead with love. You're meant to have the heart open. And a lot of times, because we go through hard things in life, we go through disappointments and heartbreak, we don't want to open our hearts. We don't want to lead with love because we feel like it makes us weak, or it makes us open to getting hurt. But really, vulnerability is not about being open to getting hurt. It's about being open and understanding that everything that we're receiving is information, and we get to filter what that information is for us, what we want to take and what we don't want to keep. Hi, how are you? Okay, let me know if that makes sense for you. And let me know if you guys have had any tough times when it comes to tapping into the heart and allowing yourself to give or receive love. And that's a big deal too, because your heart energy can be off if you're just a giver. If you're just always giving, like, oh no, I don't need to receive. Like, no. I just want to give. It just feels so good to be a giver. Your heart energy is off. You're not using it to the fullest of its potential. And if all you're doing is taking or receiving, you're definitely not using the fullness of your heart space. Again, that understanding of duality is so important. As much as you are able to give, you're able to receive, and vice versa. You cannot be just a receiver, because that actually makes you a taker. And there's a very interesting energy that comes along with that. And then if you are just giving, you are depleting yourself of your essence. You're essentially becoming a martyr to your own energy. And that's a huge misuse of your energy. So you want to make sure that you are allowing yourself to give and to receive. The same way that when we breathe in, we breathe out, that duality exists in our energy, especially in the heart space. Right? Beautiful. Hi, how are you? You guys are so patient. I really appreciate this. Okay, so I don't see some of the regulars that are normally on here. So hopefully they hop on. Let me know if you guys see some of our friends, like Summer Star, Jack. I don't know if Sia is going to make it though, because I feel like she's in a different time zone right now. Okay. So the energy of the Gemini full moon, like I said, ruled by Mercury. Oh, Tashana, I know. No, I'm on 3 different platforms, so we're with. Yes, I know the name. Yes to giving. It's so important. Yeah, it's so important. With Gemini being ruled by Mercury, the energy again was very buzzing. It was all about curiosity. It was all about communication. It was all about making sure that you knew what you wanted to communicate to the universe, and then that you were listening and tapped in and tuned in to what the universe was communicating to you. So hopefully you were able to do that. Now, vulnerability as a manifestation superpower. Okay? People think of vulnerability and they think it's scary, or they think it's a sign of weakness, which is always so interesting to me, because the most vulnerable people have a level of fortitude and strength that is undeniable. You cannot move in this world and be a vulnerable person and really share your truth without having some very healthy boundaries and having a strong sense of self. The reason why I'm able to get on here and share my personal life with hundreds of people every week is because I'm a very vulnerable person, but also because I have super healthy boundaries and have a strong sense of self. So when I'm showing up and I'm sharing things that, could be perceived as embarrassing or a shortcoming, I don't look at it that way. I understand that as I share what I've gone through in my life with others in community, again, with that level of discernment, I am connecting. We're having a heart to heart. You can't do a heart to heart if your heart is not open. You can't do a heart to heart if you have barriers around your heart. You can't receive and have that exchange if you are afraid to be soft, if you are afraid to show the fullness of who you are. It's not about perfection. It's about humanity. It's about showing up and saying, I've lived through these things. I've had these experiences. I've made these mistakes. But it's all allowed me to become more human. It's given me more empathy, more compassion. It's allowed me to show up and to feel braver, to have more courage, to share what I'm receiving from Source, what I'm receiving from the life that I'm living. And then as I share this with others, you share back with me, and we are creating this really beautiful frequency to manifest in, to call in our dreams, our desires that are aligned with that level of vulnerability. Without vulnerability, your manifestations are going to be very interesting. I'm never going to tell you that you're not going to be able to manifest. See ya! Oh my goodness, I was just asking about you. I was like, I don't know if she's going to make it or not, but I'm so happy you're here. I'm never going to tell you you're not manifesting, because you're always manifesting. We're manifesting all the time, like literally 24/7. It's not just during full moons, new moons, not when you're doing a ritual. Like with every thought, with every breath, you are manifesting. That's just what it is. We're constantly in communication with Source. Source is constantly sharing information on what it is that we're saying that we want, for us to clarify. All that is happening. But when your heart is closed off, when you're jaded, or when you're skeptical, because I think people think being a skeptic is like a really cool, moody thing. Having discernment is necessary to keep you safe, to keep you in healthy spaces, to make sure that you're not doing things that are misaligned. Being a skeptic is just trying to find the holes in everything, find the doubts in everything to prove yourself right. And your brain is all about self-fulfilling prophecies. So if you say that the sky is red, it will find reasons to tell you that the sky is red. That's how the brain works. It's there to support you, to keep you alive by any means necessary. It's essentially delusional majority of the time. It's what we come together as a collective and agree on that is real, that makes it real. But really and truly, we're manifesting all the time. So everything is up to interpretation. And that can sound very woo-woo and very like, oh, this feels very mystical. But I mean, quantum physics, quantum thinking, quantum science, that entire genre of education and information talks about how unreal this world really is. And when you understand that and you connect that to your vulnerability, to a soft heart, you're really able to create some real magic in your life. Okay? Let me know how that feels for you. And I'm going to just share something. So when you're vulnerable enough to admit what you want, to be brave enough to admit what you want, because that requires vulnerability, by the way, to say, I want to have this experience. I deserve to have this type of relationship or this type of career. You have to be vulnerable. If you're not vulnerable, you're not calling it in. What you'll end up doing is probably calling it in a way where you'll see other people having it. And that might piss you off, might piss you off. But like, you have to have vulnerability. How do I want to explain this? Think about it as in, we know what energy is, right? Energy wouldn't be able to penetrate a cold heart, right? It would be solid. You would need for it to be soft, to be malleable, for it to go through, for it to penetrate, for it to enhance the experience. And you really want to be able to do that so that your aura is not super dense where things are not able to get through to it. But you also want it to be, you want it to be soft enough where what you want to receive can filter through. Does that make sense? Like sometimes when I'm explaining manifestation, I'm like, it gets really deep because it is very deep, but I want to make sure that it's digestible for you. So let me know in the comments if that makes sense, if it's resonating, or if you need clarity on an aspect of that, okay? Here we go. Okay. So it seems like we are all understanding. Yeah? Okay, perfect. So now that we have an understanding of what vulnerability is and how important it is to manifesting your dreams and your life, we're actually going to do a card reading first to just see what the energy of this week is providing us, and then we'll go into our guided meditation. So I'm using 2 decks today. That's what I was called to do, so that's what I'm going to use. And we are using the Moonology Manifestation Oracle card deck. My YouTuber hands to help. And then we have the OG Moonology Oracle card deck. I'm going to use this one first. So in this moment, as I'm shuffling the deck, as I'm clearing out the energy, what I would love for you to do is to get clear on what it is that you want. Maybe that's closing your eyes. Maybe that's focusing your gaze inward on yourself. Maybe it's placing a hand over your heart, feeling your heart beat, feeling the chest rise and fall. And allowing yourself to feel, not just think, because you want to connect the mind to the body. Feel, what is it that I need? What is it that I desire? What is it that I need? Maybe it's a question that you need help with. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. Maybe it is insight that you need to have. Hi, Jay. I want you to just tune in for a little bit. while I'm shuffling and bring that to mind. Question, comment, concern, something you needed clarity on. Bring it to the forefront. Okay, let's begin. Hopefully we're getting like 1 to 2 cards. Let's see if I'm in agreement with our the deck. Sometimes we're not. There's like something you need to share. 2 cards. There's something that you need to share that's on your heart. And I hope that you have the vulnerability and the courage to share that, because you should. Otherwise, it's going to weigh on your heart, and there's no need for that to continue to happen. There we go. Yes, giving and receiving. It's an energy exchange. It's so necessary. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right. So we have 3 cards. The first 2, let's get into it. Our first card is in reverse. So that's going to be what we need to focus in on, okay? This is for us to focus inward. This is not an outward thing. It's an inward thing, which I'm not surprised. So we have a new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate, okay? Meditate and contemplate. And I want us to remember, meditate comes first. Sitting with self, checking in with your body, seeing how you're feeling, seeing what's coming up for you. And then from that information you receive during meditating, you go and think and decide on what you're going to act on, what inspiration comes from that, not the reverse. Hi, Sawadi. I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. We are feeling bodies that think, not thinking bodies that feel. Your feelings provide you the most accurate information. I know people keep saying that it doesn't, emotions are dangerous, blah, 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 blah. It's all information. And the better you are at understanding your feelings, understanding the energy and motion in your body, the easier it is for you to have discernment to know what it is that you need to do next. Yeah? Your feelings will provide you with the information you need to take inspired action. Logic will not provide you with that. It's going to only give you from what it knows from past experiences. And if you did not like your past experiences, I would not use that energy to pull into your future. Does that make sense? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. So meditate first, then contemplate. It's a new moon, so we really want to talk about how we're that thin silver line here. Oh, this is the unknown, the darkness, the unknown, the unexpected. We are at the beginning of a journey. So if you want to be able to get through this unknown, through this darkness, and feel safe and feel seen and feel prepared and aligned, you're going to need to talk to yourself and talk to yourself, your source first. You're going to need to tap in first. I can, like, there's a level of fierceness that I feel that I have to emulate for this message, because there are too many people who are focused on being productive and focused on getting these outwardly things done to then feel satisfied enough to sit with themselves. That is how you burn yourself out. That is how you devalue your worth. That is how you disconnect from your source, from your creativity, from your power, because you are letting outside things validate who you have already been. You were already this person. It's so important that you take the time out to sit with yourself. If you're someone that's uncomfortable with meditating, there are guided meditations, there's walking meditations, there's movement meditations, right? There are different ways for you to do it. It doesn't have to just be in full lotus with mudras and your oming, right? If that's your jam, that's your jam, right? But if there's another way for you to meditate, sometimes for me, meditation is cooking. Because when I'm cooking, I'm in motion and I'm not thinking, I'm feeling, and then I receive exactly what it is that I need. Sometimes it's me sitting in water and taking that moment to be with my primary element and tapping in and tuning in. But it's so important that you take that time regardless, because if you do not do that, especially this week, if you don't have a meditation practice, this is the week to start. Not January 1st. This is the week to start, because there is so much information waiting for you that wants to come to you, and you do not have an open channel. Your heart is not open to receiving the information because you're not willing to sit with yourself. You need to sit with yourself. And then from what you sit with yourself and receive, then think about what comes next, but not in the reverse, okay? Very important. This is an internal message. I hope that you guys take that seriously, because you should. Hi, Janae. Okay. Another card in reverse, and it's the full moon in Gemini, which we just had. I love when this happens. Such a beautiful card. The answers you need are coming. So I want you guys to really pay attention to the image on this card. I want to make sure that everybody can see it. Okay. I want you to notice how our eyes are closed and then they're open. Right? You have to tune in first. And then from what you receive, you express. Gemini, ruled by Mercury, the messenger, communication, expression. It's about curiosity. But what are you curious about? Are you curious about yourself and what you're capable of and what you can do, what you can accomplish? Or is your energy and intention going out to all these things outside of you that you're allowing to influence your reality, that you are allowing to keep you in a space that you don't want to be kept in? You want answers, they are on their way, but will you be able to receive them? Because if your heart is not open, if you are not focused in on yourself, you're going to miss very clear answers. You know how we're always kind of talking about like, oh, I don't know how I missed that red flag. It's because you were not paying attention to yourself. That's how you missed the red flag. Because you were so focused on the thing outside of you that you weren't hearing the alarms go off in your body. Or you've been so disconnected from your body, you've been so in your head or so out of your body that you don't even know how to recognize when your body is doing its absolute best to protect you and keep you safe. It's so important that you build a healthy communication to your body, to your spirit, not just to your mind. We as a society, we have glorified the brain. We have glorified the mind as this leader, and it is not a leader. It is a tool. It is something to be utilized, not something to follow. Your heart is a leader. Your heart is designed for you to follow. Literally, if your heart stops beating, you no longer exist. That is how real and how powerful and how deeply in tuned it is to the physical world and the spiritual world. That is why it gets to be a bridge. It understands what it takes to bring those two things together. And then it has the ability, if you allow it to express that out into the world so you can fully live into your purpose and into your passion. But are you letting it lead you though? I don't know what the sensation is, but it's just like people are hesitant. People are hesitant to let your heart lead. And I cannot express how important it is to let your heart be the leader in your life, to let spirit lead you, your heart lead you. It will always bring you exactly what you need in the most gentlest of ways. If you're like, well, I led with my heart before low and I got broken and did it, I ask you, are you in your body? 9 times out of 10, you probably weren't. So there was a disconnection there. That wasn't your heart's fault, right? It was simply that you were not in your body enough to witness the signs. It's also about deconditioning what we think is for us and what's not for us. The best example that comes to mind right now is when people talk about like, oh, they gave me butterflies. And we now know that that's like a big red flag. Like if you're having butterflies around somebody and they're causing a sense of nervousness and anxiousness, your energy does not align with that person. Those are the red flags. But we were taught, we romanticized something that is super dangerous for us for whatever reason it was. Do you see what I mean? But if we don't spend time with ourselves to sit and realize that of like, oh yeah, This is not a fluttering, no, I'm anxious. This person makes me feel uneasy, makes me feel confused or unsure of myself. This environment, I don't feel safe in. I feel like every time I move in it, I'm hesitant. I'm hoping that this is resonating with the person that it needs to resonate with. Though I do believe that this message is for everyone, there is someone in particular that is just hesitating. You are hesitating to live your life, and life is already, it's not finite. You know what I mean? Like it's not infinite. You know, there's an ending point. Live your life. Let your heart lead you. Trust in your heart. Trust in yourself. Trust in your ability to know that your heart is not just of you, it's also of divine source. It's not just you and your information that you're tapping into when we're talking about leading the heart. The heart is ancient. Okay, it's tapped into this divine rhythm that we all, any person that's walked this earth has been tapped into. That information is still in that beat. It's still in that rhythm. I really hope people are tapped in and tuned in. Hi, Maisha. Okay. Now, our final card. Wow. Is a new moon in Taurus. So Taurus energy is all that grounding energy. It's very coming home to self. And it is right side up. So it's stuff that we're going to be able to express to others as well. Know your worth. Truly, we love when the cards align. And they always do. Know your worth. Taurus is also a fixed sign, which I thoroughly love as a fixed sign. Know your worth. Stand on that truth. Do not waver for anyone or anything or any space. If people are not able to value you, don't be in that relationship. Don't be in that space with that person. If it's I have to be in here, I don't have any other choice, I do want us to always remember that we always have choice. And I want you to begin studying the power of choice so you can begin to see how true of a statement that is. But let's say you're in a dire situation, you have to interact in this space or in this place, person with this person, and they do not value you. You then need to fortify valuing yourself even more. You have to lean in even more to say, you know what? You don't have to value me because I value me. And I'm going to keep that at the forefront of my mind and my existence every time I have to communicate with you, because I will not let you siphon my energy. I will not let you dismantle my power. I'm going to be wielding it every single time we are together. Matter of fact, I'm switching and shifting this perspective to be a practice for me. You are here to help me practice strengthening my sense of worth. Great. Now that I've reprogrammed my mind to do that, every time I'm in this space or I'm talking to this person, I'm going to remember this is an opportunity for you to strengthen your self-worth, to know your worth, to embody your worth, to live with your worth moving forward. Because I know my worth, I'm able to be vulnerable. Because I know my worth, I'm able to show up and show a softer side of myself. That is why everything feels very genuine if you're interacting with me. There's no facade. I'm not trying to protect myself from something. I'm already protected. I'm Gucci. I don't even have to worry about that. That's not even a thought in my head. Me being protected is never a thing for me. It's probably like one of the furthest thoughts from my head because I'm locked in with source, right? I'm locked in with spirit. My ancestors got me. I wouldn't try me if I was you, but that's your business, right? I know my worth. I know what I'm here for. I know why I'm here. That is why people cannot say things about my past and it hurts my feelings. I am not someone that is easily embarrassed. I can't remember the last time I've been embarrassed. I jokingly say like, oh, I'm embarrassed, but like, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. I'm a pretty unbothered person. You would have to do something so left field for me to feel bothered by you. Because I understand my worth. I'm so centered in that truth. I'd much rather focus on allowing myself to let my heart lead and practice what that feels like so I can show up in spaces. Because if I'm letting my heart lead me and I know my worth, and I'm tapped in and tuned in, there's a mind-body connection. Anywhere my heart takes me is exactly where I need to be, and I will have the most beautiful experiences. And that has been my truth for as long as I could possibly remember it. Whenever I do that combination, that formula, I'm always in a safe space. I am usually overwhelmed with a sense of joy and beauty because everything around me feels so good. It is in those moments that I feel truly alive because I know my worth. So this message is very deep. It's very to the heart. And I really hope that you take heed, that you take what resonates, you leave what doesn't, and that what does resonate for you, that you allow yourself to sit with it and to see why it resonates. Or if honestly, I even encourage you that if something doesn't feel good that I said, sit with it and see why it doesn't feel good. Why doesn't it feel good to know that you have the power of choice? Why doesn't it feel good to know that you've been hesitating? Why doesn't it feel good to know that you have a hard time sitting with yourself and that it's hard for you to meditate? Don't just dismiss the discomfort. That's an invitation for you to grow. It's an invitation for you to realign. It's an invitation for you to explore, to have a sense of adventure with yourself, because there's an entire inner world that is living and thriving and booming within you, and you're not paying attention, and you really should, because that world is incredible. And when you pay attention to that world, it starts to flood into this physical one, and then we get to experience that beauty with you. Okay? So those are our 3 cards for this week. Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. That was in reverse. That's inner work that we want to do. We want to meditate, then think, not think and meditate. Meditate and think, okay? Then we have the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. They're coming from within side, from in the body, from within the body, okay? And then you can express it outward. And we have that new moon in Taurus to remember and know and embody your sense of worth, because that is going to help you have discernment. That is going to allow you to be courageous enough to be vulnerable and have an open heart. Okay? Let me know below in the comments if any card or message resonated with you before we jump into our meditation. Okay? Hi, Summerstar. I just asked about you, girl. What's up? Oh my gosh, that made me so happy. Oh, Maisha, woo, I have healed some stuff this year. So grateful for all that you just spoke of. I'm so happy to hear that, Maisha. Yes to healing. Yes. And it's a continuous journey, right? It's a continuous journey. And I also wanted to point out that, like, you are your own healer. Just always like to point that out. You cannot heal other people. You can heal yourself. Like, I am my own healer. Can I do things with my hands that allow me to create nourishment and provide life force? Yes, because your hands are the extension of your heart space. So when we give hugs, when we are sharing things with our hands that we've made, we are expressing and sharing our love. I don't know if you know that, but that's what's happening. Yes, that is a thing. But me being a healer for someone else, no, I am my own healer. No one else's healer. That's like a thing that I want people to really lean into, especially moving into 2025. Don't idolize or put practitioners or spiritual leaders on a pedestal where you think that they have this ability to heal you. They have an ability to hold space for you, to keep you safe enough for you to witness your own magic, your own connection to source, and let that be that healing that you need. If anyone takes ownership of your healing experience and says, hey, I healed you, I healed this person, that is not a great thing. I would not continue to be engaged with someone who does that. Quite often, if someone tells me that they've healed somebody else, I'm just like, check, like, I'm not dealing with you. you haven't figured it out yet. That's not a thing. Though we are God, we cannot play God. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Yes, know your worth. I'm feeling that one. Sia, I know that's right. I know that's right. Hi, Rowan. How are you? Okay. Let's see. Yes, I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, please, I hear too many horror stories. I am a healer because I heal myself, and I can hold space for you. I can give suggestions and recommendations. I can help you understand your energy because I have pattern recognition. There's certain gifts that I was given to do that. But like gifts are to give to the person, and then you open it and you experience it. Do you see what I mean? So like very important. Um, this is the message I needed to hear today. Thank you, Aisha. I'm so excited. Yay! All right, cool. Happy that this resonated with you. We're gonna get into our meditation to open up our hearts. I'm so excited. I'm gonna take some. I'm gonna drink some green juice first, though, and then we're gonna do it. So this is an opportunity for you to drink some water. Good morning. How are you? I did not add apples. It's literally just celery, ginger, and kale and cucumber. And I know my sister's going to be like, what is this? But it's good. Green juice is good for the heart. It's good for the heart chakra. I knew I needed to have a little extra boost if we were going to do something like this. All right. Here's what we're going to do for our meditation. I want you to get comfortable. If it's possible for you to get as comfortable as you possibly can. Because when we do heart meditations, it can leave you feeling a little vulnerable, a little open. That wasn't like to be funny. It was, I genuinely do mean that. Okay? Get as comfortable as you need to get. Okay? And if it feels good, if it feels safe too, you can close your eyes. If it does not feel good or safe, I want you to soften your eyes. Ultimately, I always want you to feel safe in your body during your practice, whether it's with me or any practitioner. It's very important that you know that you get to choose what you want to experience. I just offer up suggestions, okay? Just tune into the body, see how the body is feeling. You might notice some tension, some aches. Maybe you notice your body feels good. We're not judging. We're simply witnessing and allowing ourselves to slow down. Allowing ourselves to tune in. Allowing ourselves to be happy. Okay? I'm going to take a nice deep inhale, breathing into the lower belly and expanding that breath into the heart space. And on that exhale, slow release, open mouth, softening the body. Next inhale, breathe in, expanding into the lower belly, taking that breath to the lower back this time, letting the air rise up into the heart space. Open mouth, exhale, release. Imagine the body softening, the scalp is softening, the forehead, the ears, your temples, your cheeks. Maybe you notice that you've created some space in between your teeth. Your tongue has dropped from the roof of your mouth. Soften. Deep inhale, breathing in. Slow exhale, letting go, open mouth. And when you take those inhales, I really want you to expand the belly as much as possible. As we expand the belly, we turn on our parasympathetic system that tells us that we are safe, and we need that in order to tap in and to tune into meditating. So take a deep breath, expand the belly as much as you can, almost like the more you reach out your belly, you're tapping that on button to relax. And on that exhale, let it go through the mouth, make it audible to really activate the vagus nerve, okay? Soften the shoulders. Take some time to make space in the body. So maybe that's rotating the neck from left to right, right to left. Maybe tilting the chin down to the chest to open up the back of the throat chakra. And then taking that chin up to the sky to open up the front. Bringing the chin to neutral. Nice deep inhales and exhales. And I want you to, if it's possible, bring your left hand to your heart. The left side of our body is about receiving. So we're going to bring it to our heart. And I want you to bring your left hand to your sacral, your lower belly. And I want you to begin to witness the rhythm as you breathe in and you expand your lower belly. And then you take that breath into the heart. And as you exhale, you let go. Notice how the body rises and falls. Soften the shoulders. Focusing on the breath and my voice. That is all you have to do in this moment. Ground yourself. Let yourself be rooted in love. Now bring that right hand over the left hand, almost like you're cradling your heart space, okay? I'm going to take a few inhales and exhales through the heart space to strengthen our heart's aura before we dive into the heart of this meditation. Deep inhale, breathing into the chest, expanding the chest, letting the heart expand with it. Exhale, letting go through the chest. Imagine the breath leaving the chest as you let go. Inhale, breathing in, feeling the heart expand and rise. Exhale, feeling the heart come home to itself. Feeling the body drop. Deep inhale, expand the heart. Slow exhale, release. Deep inhale, breathe in. Slow exhale, release, let go. Now, I want you to feel into a time, into a moment where you felt love. Maybe it was love for a person, maybe love for a child or a pet. Maybe there's one moment that you call on and it brings a smile to your face. It made you so happy, it brought you so much joy. Use the next couple of breaths to tap into that frequency. Let that love build within your heart. Let it strengthen with each inhale and exhale. See if you can imagine their face or imagine the place, the details, the feelings that come up. Let love flood your system. Deep inhale, breathing in. Slow exhale, letting go. When you get to that space where you feel love, I want you to use that next inhale to pull it closer to you. And then on your exhale, give it away. Let it expand. Let it journey in the world. Send that love out. Deep inhale, breathing in love. Slow exhale, letting it go. Deep inhale, breathing in love. Exhale, letting it go. On your next inhale, I want you to say to yourself, I love you. Simple 3 words. As you inhale, I love you. As you exhale, I love you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. When you sit with this moment, we're going to use this frequency, this energy to set an intention for yourself this week. What is it that you want to experience? What do you want to call in? I'm going to give you a few breaths to clarify that in this moment. And as a collective prayer, a collective intention, whatever feels best for you. My intention is that you feel safe. Safe enough to be vulnerable. Brave enough to share all of who you are. That you allow yourself to soften, to let your heart lead you this week. And to trust in its guidance. To know that it will nourish you and protect you and keep you safe. And that when people see you, they see love. And they act accordingly. Because ultimately you are love personified. You're kind, you're caring. You're soft and you're sweet. You're warm. There's bliss that lives within you. You are love itself. And as you move throughout your day and out your week, I pray that you know with every cell in your body, deep in your bones, that you are love, that you give love, and that you receive love. And because you are love, you are always in love. And there's a level of prosperity and protection and playfulness and pleasure that comes with knowing that. Deep inhale, breathing into the heart space. And slow exhale, letting go, softening the shoulders. Maybe dropping your hands to your side. Palms facing up if you're leaving them in your lap. Just notice how the heart space feels right now. Notice how you feel right now. Allow yourself to be present in this moment, to be present in the love that is all around you, that flows within you, that is all of who you are and where you come from. And when it feels good, I want you to wrap your arms around yourself, giving yourself a nice hug. This is a physical act of self-love. Because our arms and our hands are extensions of our heart, as we wrap ourselves, as we give ourselves a hug, we wrap ourselves in love. Our love, unapologetically. Give yourself a nice hug, squeeze tight. See if you can tell yourself that you love you. You love all of who you are, all of who you will be, and even all of who you used to be. Because you were doing your absolute best with what you had. And even if that didn't yield the results that you wanted it to, and you can move forward with that wisdom and those experiences to cultivate new ones that allow you to redeem, if necessary, to refine or to redefine. Deep inhale, breathing into the heart space. And slow exhale, letting go, softening the body, coming back to the present moment, opening up the eyes if your eyes were closed. Hello, hello, hello to everyone that joined. Hello, hi, hi, hi. Let me know below how you're feeling. Go ahead and drink some water. That feels good, okay? And as you guys are coming back to the space, I encourage you to drink some water. Okay? Let me know how you're feeling so I can hold space for you while we're still together on live. Okay? And this is a beautiful time to remind you that on Saturday, I will be hosting the first session of the Lotus Life Deck Party, and we'll be manifesting together under some really beautiful energy. Okay? On Wednesday, we have a trine between Venus and Jupiter, and Venus is that feel good energy. If I'm not mistaken, Venus will be in Aquarius, Jupiter will be in Gemini. So we have this air energy that's allowing us to feel movement. And Jupiter and Venus are those feel good planets, right? Venus is all about beauty, love, expression. Jupiter's about expansion, about feeling lucky. And when you put those together, you have this cosmic energy that just allows you to call in whatever you want with ease. Okay? So we have that we'll be building off of. And then we have the winter solstice happening. And we'll be tapping into that cosmic energy to plant seeds, to allow us to witness who we are, how we're going to define ourselves moving forward in 2025, what daily habits we'll use, how we will show up in our energy, how we will strengthen our practice for our spirituality, for our energy healing. So that way, when we move in to 2025, we are already steps ahead. We are already fortifying our foundation to call in the biggest, most beautiful desires we possibly can imagine. I would love to have you there with me. There are a few spots left. You'll be able to RSVP in my stories once the live is done, okay? And I just want to make sure everybody's feeling good. I'm going to drink some more green juice. And yes, I'm so grateful that you spent an hour with me. I hope this allowed you to feel safe and seen, that you can move throughout your week, just feeling a little bit more tapped in and tuned in with the collective message and just the collective energy of all of us being together, okay? I'm going to be going live on Wednesday for EFT, and we'll be tapping on opening up and strengthening our hearts, okay, to call in our manifestation. So if that sounds good to you, you'll see me here at the exact same time at 10:28. Happens to be my birthday, Eastern Standard Time, and we will tap in together as a community. I'm so excited. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here with me. If this resonated with you, make sure that you like it, okay? You can subscribe to all the beautiful communities that I get to cultivate. They'll be in my stories, okay? They're in my emails. If you haven't joined my email list, this is an invitation for you to do so. It'll be in my stories again. The replay for this will be available on Instagram and on YouTube, okay? And I will see you all again on Wednesday. Take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and I will see you soon. Bye.